if I traded it all, if I gave it.
So welcome back, everyone.
away for
We're live on Facebook, so I want to say hi to everybody out there. Like us, follow us, and you know what? I can't wait to bring on my next guest. This is going to be pretty interesting. And, listen up, everybody, because maybe you know someone, maybe you've been through, both men and women, doesn't matter. I have with me Mirelle, I said it wrong, Mirelle Wright, and she's a trauma coach. You please tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do. The name of your business is Mirelle Wright Coaching and Consulting, but you're a trauma coach. So I want to tell everybody a little bit about, you've got a story of your own and how you got to this place. So welcome to the show. I'm sorry for everything that you went through, but you are a strong woman. You are here, and that is awesome. Get up to that mic so everybody can hear you, and tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how you got to this place where you are today.
Well, it's quite a story, actually, and it's something that I never look back and regret. I am actually very content with where I am in life because I know that it can help other people. And it started young with the domestic violence, and I never realized it was domestic violence until later on in life. And I suffer from the complex PTSD due to everything that's happened to me. So with that being said, I'm a survivor of both domestic violence as well as sexual assault. So it's very common in both men and women, and a lot of people don't realize how common it really is.
Right. And it's usually someone you know.
It is.
Unfortunately,
it
right?
is. Yes, absolutely.
You're also a co-author of a book, and we're going to give this book away to people out there. And, no one's going to know who you are, so it's nothing like that. This is about getting some help, maybe a little relief, right?
Yes.
This book is called We Choose to Thrive, Our Voices Rising in Unison to Share a Message of Hope and Inspiration for Abuse Survivors. So tell us a little bit about the book and, how people can get, what they can get out of it.
Yes. My wonderful, beautiful friend, Becky Norwood, had contacted me about doing a part of the book. And I was very excited about it, scared, because my story is going to get out there, and there's a lot of intimate details in there. But it's something that I think will help other people and make them a little bit stronger, knowing that they're not the only ones out there that are dealing with such trauma and such dark feelings, because you do go to a very dark place. And this is a book about many women who have suffered from abuse of some sort, and their story is turned to how they thrive, what makes them move forward. And it's very inspirational, and I'm blessed to be where I am and the people I know.
It's interesting. We have a big part of our news, quite a bit. Mm-hmm. A lot now, a lot recently.
Yes.
And then it goes away somehow, a little bit. It kind of gets, again, pushed under the carpet. But there's a lot of people out there who suffer. And it could be something that happened when you were younger, right? That
yes.
you still deal with.
Absolutely.
You can say that you even forgive them, but it's really hard to do. And you deal with issues, right? So this book can help them with feeling like they're not alone.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
And maybe but look at how strong. And yes, most women are. Sorry, guys, but But yes, guys are too. They are too. I mean, anybody that's gone through this, and we still have to walk on this earth. We're not going to kill ourselves, but we are strong people, right?
Yes, we are.
So the book is called We Choose to Thrive. It's Our Voices Rising in Unison to share a message of hope and inspiration for abuse survivors. We're going to open up the lines to the audience for people to get the book. We've got 5 books we're going to give away.
Yes.
And maybe it's you, maybe it's someone you know. This particular book, though, is more, would you say, geared for women?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It most certainly is.
Okay.
It's very difficult to get men to come forward because our society nowadays, they make men man up. You can't feel that way. You can't cry. You can't, you need to just man up. And it's not fair because there's so many men that are abused both emotionally and physically, and they don't come forward because of today's society thinking that they can't.
Right. Well, you can. And but of course, we know a lot of women, mostly women
Yes,
do. It is
yes.
higher, obviously, more women than men, I'm assuming.
Yes, absolutely.
So, okay, so we've got the lines open here. The number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You can get this book at Amazon, of course, but we want people to be able to get it here. So we have 5 of them that we're going to give away. Again, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Before we came on, and I'm so glad we're doing 30 minutes because, we get to talk like this. So,
Yes, exactly.
And, but there's a lot of areas of abuse, and I wanted you to be able to tell some of the ones that you have, that you work with, obviously.
The most common tends to be emotional abuse. That's the most common, and that can go from when you're a child and just being called names, the bullying, that kind of thing, and it can go also into physical, and that's very difficult because there's many people that lose their lives due to the physical abuse, and they also have lifelong consequences because of the physical abuse. I'm still kind of in the process of getting checked out for a traumatic brain injury because of mine. And there's many women out there that have suffered from concussions, if not more than one, and that can cause lifelong damage. And it's very difficult to get through. The other tends to be, there's a financial abuse as well. And let me tell you, Carol.
I never heard of it.
Yeah, it's terrible. And it keeps women from leaving, and they don't feel like they can because they're beaten down and they've lost all of their support system. So there's nowhere for them to go. At least that's what they think. And it's very difficult to get out of that mindset. So they just stay thinking that nobody is there for them.
Now, when you work with people, you said that you can work with people nationwide. And you also are rated with the Better Business Bureau, and you do free consultations with people.
Yes.
You want to hear their story,
Absolutely.
obviously. The phone number to call you is 480-369-0224. And this is something when you hear someone like you, I know that people can resonate, the ones that have been hurt. They can feel it, and they say, you know what, I think this person can help me. And it's all about just talking right now, right?
Yes, it is. And it's also learning how to get through those barriers to create good, healthy boundaries and also to create a very healthy balance in life. And that's why I look at the whole person and not just what happened to them, because there's things in their life, children, there's maybe loss of parents, whatever it may be, there's always other factors that are underlying that you have to address prior to the full program.
Well, one of the things that I also want people to know, and I'm sure you want them too, that it's not their fault.
It is not their fault. So many people blame
Especially the sexual
victim.
Side of it.
Yes, and they blame the victim. Oh, you shouldn't have wore that. You shouldn't have done that. Or, you should have left sooner. Well, you get to the point where you don't feel like you can, and they isolate you. And that's just what they do, and it's very difficult to get out of that when you don't feel like you deserve.
Well, when you're in a relationship like that, you could even be in your own family, unfortunately.
Yes.
I mean, and things happen, and you, especially there in that scenario, wow, how do you get out?
Yeah, and especially as a child, because you're looking at, domestic violence covers children and maybe their parents. So it's very difficult to get out of that situation, and we really rely on state services in order to jump in.
Now, you call in here. Everyone's going to we've got 5 books that we're giving away. No one's going to know who you are, so that's what's kind of neat about this is just if you want the book, get it. Whether it's you or someone that you know, give them this book. This could help them. You're wearing a little ribbon that is, it's purple and teal.
Yes.
And and it has a really pretty, like, rhinestone in the middle. Tell everybody about what that is.
So this is my way of, part of my advocacy is the teal is for PTSD as well as sexual assault awareness. And then the purple ribbon, of course, is for domestic violence. So I put them together because a lot of them go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's my job to make sure that people recognize that and know what it's about.
Well, we're going to go to a break, and when we come back, I want to talk further. Again, the book, you're part of it. You're a co-author of this book, and it's mainly for women, this particular book. It's called We Choose to Thrive, Our Voices Rising in Unison to Share a Message of Hope and Inspiration for Abuse Survivors. And what I love about my show more than anything is that it's great information for people out there. And I always say this to everybody out there: if it's you or someone that you know that is dealing with this, please call in. Please call in and get this book. We've got 5 people that are going to win one right here. You can go to Amazon.com, but get one here right here. It's free. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You can also, she's rated with the Better Business Bureau. She does free consultations. You can give her a call as well, 480-369-0224. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute.
For trading it all.
So welcome back, everyone. So we're talking with Mirelle. I get it right. Mirelle Wright, and she's a trauma coach, and we're talking about sexual abuse, violence. What else? Anything that has to do with any type of abuse in any way.
Yes.
There's a trauma. And so we have our lines open here because she is a co-author of this book called We Choose to Thrive. And this book is for women. And it's our voices rising in unison to share a message of hope and inspiration for abuse survivors. So maybe it's you or someone that you know. You might want to give them this book. I know that anybody that reads, I know just for me, when I read a book, and I had the loss of my parents, and I read the books that helped me to get through that. You know, it's always helpful to have a book. It's one thing to talk to you too,
yes,
but it's also, people love reading it too. Do you find that?
Absolutely, because you might find a story in there that resonates with
Totally.
you, and you're like, oh my gosh, are they writing about me? And it's not. It's another person that has gone through similar circumstances, and that makes you realize that you really aren't alone, and there are people out there that want to help.
Now, you can get the book at Amazon.com, or you can call in here. We've got 5 of them that we're giving away. This is the kind of thing this is something that could really help someone. And, you know, we unfortunately know everybody knows someone.
Yes.
If you, not you, everyone knows someone who has been abused. So you can call in here, 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You work nationally, so you can work Skype with people.
Yes.
Obviously, it starts with a free consultation, right?
Yes.
And then what do they call you? And you just, how does it start? I mean, it must be very hard for people sometimes to get it out. Or do they feel the complete opposite? I'm so glad I met you.
There's a little bit of both, actually, because you never know how someone's going to take information. And my job as a victim and survivor, that it's my job to get that information out there. And that way they can seek that help that's going to get them back up and running and be strong and empowered and move forward and help other people as well.
Sure. So again, we've got the lines open here for everyone to get entered into the book. We're going to get entered in to win. We've got 5 of them we're going to give away. It's 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. For the people that are listening, and you had said that you have been through this, and you also didn't tell everybody that it was just also not only when you were younger, but recently.
Yes, that's correct. Actually, a little over a year ago, I was sexually assaulted by somebody that I actually knew. And it was very difficult, and again, you go right to yourself of blaming yourself. I should have known. I do this for, other people. How could I not see it? But it wasn't about me. He was a predator, and that's all there is to it. So I've taken several months off and to regroup get myself some healing, and then that way I can come back even stronger and help more people.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. And that's what it's all about. Look at you and what you've gone through. Not only, and many, many people have had umpteen times of people who have abused them over and over and over and over when they're in that situation. But to have been out of it for as long as you were, and then to have it happen again, that must have been terrible.
It was pretty devastating, and I really took it to heart, and that's why it took me so long to get back up on my feet. Because again, I was like, how could I get myself into this? And it wasn't about me.
Well,
and that's what I have to try and
right,
remember.
and that's what we want. I think that's the most important thing, is people have to understand that it is not about you, the person. It is they're the ones that they're sick.
Yes, they are. And they prey on people that they see as kind-hearted or that they can groom. So there's a lot of different things that they look for.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the book, okay? So would you say that there's one of your favorites in here that you would say that you would like to talk about before?
They're actually all my favorite, in all honesty, because each woman that has a part of that book, that is a part of their life. That is a part of their journey. And to me, each and every one of them are a favorite because of what they've been through.
Okay, so what I really like too is that magic happens, inspires, and encourage each other by what they're reading, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that kind of the thing?
Absolutely.
Right.
Again, it's their story and how they came out of it, and that other people can come out of it too.
So we've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered in to win. We've got 5 books that we're going to give away. You can get it at Amazon.com, but you can call in here, and we're going to let everyone keep on calling at least for 10 minutes after the show. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. What advice would you give to the person out there, who has been through abuse? And it's also hard for once you come out and tell somebody about it.
Yes.
Then it's even worse for a little while, don't you think?
It is.
I mean, you might have gotten it out, and that feels really great, but then all of a sudden all sorts of other stuff.
When you hear yourself say it, it's a totally different reaction. And there's a couple different things I want to touch on, because it's not only coming out yourself, but a family member feels so helpless on how to help somebody that's going through this. And the bottom line is, you cannot fix it. You just cannot fix it, but you can be there for the person when they decide to get out. And that is the most important thing, is to let them know they're loved and to know that they are there. Because if they know that, then there is definitely a chance that they can get out of this and get out of it safely.
Sure. Now, when the number to call you, it's 480-369-0224. And again, I stress that people who are dealing with issues, whether it's you or someone that you know, start with the book. Sometimes you can start to read something and go, wow. Or you might be listening here right now and say, wow, I can relate to this woman and I just need to talk to her. You work with both men and women, though, or do you only work with women?
No, I work with men and women, both, because to me, there's no difference. They've all been through trauma, and they all deserve to get help.
Sure. So again, the number here to call is 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You have here that people should have a safety plan checklist.
Yes.
What does that mean? I mean,
if anybody is thinking about leaving a dangerous situation, you want to make sure that you do it in steps, not all at once. Because if he or she, the abuser, finds that they're trying to gather these items up, then there could be a lot of dangerous situations that are brought about. So my advice is to do it slowly. Start gathering, if you have children, gather their birth certificates, gather all the important paperwork, if it's immigration paperwork, if it's, again, Social Security cards, whatever it is. Start gathering that. Put it in a to-go bag that is hidden somewhere, even if you have to keep it at someone's house. Mm-hmm. Make sure you start taking that stuff out slowly. Anything of importance, because once you leave, you're more than likely, you should not go back. And it's not, once you're out, that's not the end of it. That's not the hardest part. Staying out is the hardest part.
Wow, I'm sure it is. For people, what about for people, though, that are like within a family? and they can't get out. What do they do?
That is such a tough situation, especially when you're dealing with adolescents, because they tend to act out. They don't know what's going on. All they know is they're in this situation that their brains cannot understand. And so this is where we need to make sure that we get people to recognize those symptoms and those signs and have programs to where these children can get out safely and in loving homes to where they're not, they're just not lost.
Right.
We don't want to lose children.
Do you work with children as well? I mean, do you have an age group?
I personally do not, but I have partnered with Tessa Milne, who is with Face of a Survivor, the t-shirt I'm wearing today. And she does the children's trauma.
So yours are how old on up?
Mine, I work with 16 on up.
Okay. And so, again, you can call her direct. She's rated with the Better Business Bureau. She does free consultations. She works nationwide. Her phone number, it may not be such an easy call to make, but, when you feel like it, the number is 480-369-0224. I say call in and get the book. We've got 5 of them we're giving away here. You can get it at Amazon.com. It's called We Choose to Thrive. This one's for women, guys. This one for women. And it's our voices rising in unison to share a message of hope and inspiration for abuse survivors. And the number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. What would be your final words for everybody out there that's listening right now?
My final words would be, you have the strength within you and you are worth it.
Give us a call here. And maybe it's you or someone that you know. Get this book. It starts with that. And also a conversation. But the book is going to make you feel stronger. Because it'll make then you know that you're not alone. 602-277-5369.
If I traded it all